Hey guys, it's Gina, and I am working today on the Red June Challenge, which is to use your silhouette. It's actually not the June Challenge. We're going to do this challenge every month because Shellie and I both don't use our silhouettes as much as we should. So I am starting with these two photos that my sister-in-law posted to Facebook, and if you can see my niece here, she's stealing snacks out of the cabinet for herself. So I saw these cuts in the silhouette store. One of them, this one says guilty, busted, and then this one back here says caught red-handed with the red cut out. Here we go, like that. I'm starting out with this piece of paper here with the arrows on it. This is from the, let me see, this is from the DCWV, is it the Gilded Paper Stack? And then I have this Allison Creft paper from Webster's Pages. This is Gold Stars Vellum. And then this is Crepe Paper Journey from the Happy Camper collection. It's called, it's Journey is the collection. Happy Camper is the name of the paper. And it has these like little RVs or camper things on the back. I will never, I don't know what I would ever use that for, so I'm going to try to use this side of this today. And then I pulled out a bunch of different sort of cork and plastic embellishments to use. So lots of cork, because I think that will go good with this color scheme. And then I just pulled out some freckled fawn plastic pieces here. I definitely want to use like a camera, because I think that that would work well with, you know, her getting caught on camera stealing her snacks. And then I have this piece of plastic. It says I want to remember. That's from Scraptastic. So I have those sitting off to the side, and this is where I'm going to start, and we'll see where we go. Thank you guys for watching. Hey guys, now that I've gone over the supplies that I'm going to use, I am just cutting down this the hole out of that paper there that came out of that that stack that I'm using, and I'm going to cut these two little pictures of Audrey down just a little bit to make sure that the border on both sides is consistent. And then I knew I was going to ooh, I don't have this layout in front of me. That's not good. I was going to mat, I thought at first that I was going to mat these photos of Audrey on this red paper, and I decided not to traditionally mat them. I left a bit of the red to the right of the two photos. And then I'm going to pull out my cut files, and I'm going to try to figure out where exactly I want them on this page and what exactly I'm going to do with that that vellum paper with the gold stars on it. So what I'm eventually going to end up doing is deciding that I would really like to have the gold star vellum on the entire background. Well, not the entire background. I'm going to cut about a ½ of an inch off of both sides of it to give me like a ½ of an inch border around. Actually, I cut off a little bit more than that, but I decide that I am going to cut it down, and I'm going to sew it. So you'll see that in a couple of seconds. I'm going to actually take it to the sewing machine and sew it. Hey guys, so I just stopped the video for a second because I went over to my sewing machine and did some sewing on this layout, and as you can see, my sewing still leaves a lot to be desired, but I'm going to challenge myself to use my sewing machine more often, and hopefully I will figure this all out. I don't know if you can see. Look how it's just incredibly bad this looks. And it looks especially bad along this bottom part. So I just took some washi tape and ran it across there just to cover that up. So and we're going to go and put this layout back together. So I'll put you on back on fast forward. Thank you guys for watching. Okay, so I admitted how bad my sewing is. You see the red washi tape I added to the bottom, and then I'm going to line this. I really wanted that black border around that paper, but whew, my sewing is way out of control. So I'm going to line the paper almost all the way over to the right-hand side, the right edge of the paper here. That red paper, I mean, I'm going to align it almost all the way over to the right-hand edge of the paper. And I decided that I'm going to put this busted die cut here. I'm actually going to put the whole die cut up on dimensional adhesive. And then when I do the caught red-handed, I'm going to put the background, the caught red-handed, flat on the paper. And then I'm going to put the red letters RED up on dimensional adhesive, and I decide, actually I'm not doing that yet. I had these two frames in my kit from Freckled Fawn. They've been in my kit, not in my kit, in my stash. They've been in my stash for a very long time, and I have trouble using frames. So I really like the one that said "A Little Birdie Told Me," because, you know, I saw it on Facebook, and her mother kind of told on her that she was sneaking some snacks. So I really liked that one, and then just the other one said hi. So I do decide to use both of those on the layout. Here I take some acrylic shapes, and I'm going to lay them down the right hand side of the layout, and I'm going to put these cork shapes on with glue dots. I don't like to use liquid glue with cork because cork is it's porous and it absorbs the liquid glue and then nothing sticks. So I always use glue dots or something like that. And I say I always do that, and then later on in this video you're going to see that I use liquid glue anyway. And I didn't realize that until my stuff fell off. So I had to go back and use like glue dots. Anyway, so I'm using that acrylic shape there that says "I want to remember," and I'm using that right below the caught red-handed, and I'm gonna put these acrylic shapes down. I think I started with glossy accents, but again, it is clogged, and I know you guys keep leaving me these great comments about how to get it to not clog, but what can I tell you? I don't listen. That's what I can tell you. My husband will completely agree. He's like, "Why don't you do it this way?" And I know that I'm just stubborn. I know that it would be so much easier if I did it his way, but I just won't give in. I'm just very stubborn. So, yeah. I'm going to use this little red camera. And I thought at first I would put it up next to the caught red-handed, but I decided not to do that. I actually put it down on the photo in the lower left-hand side. And then I'm going to use some of these cork stars. So the stars are in the background on that gold vellum. So I wanted to continue that star sort of motif throughout the layout. So I'm using these star cork shapes around. And here is like what I said. I put the caught red-handed down flat onto the layout, and I am going to use dimensional adhesive to put the letters RED up so it creates some shadow and gives some tension to the word red there. There's quite a bit of red on this layout, so I used the red camera, the red background paper. I'm going to use a piece of red Bo Bunny paper to do my journaling, and then the washi tape as well. The washi tape has numbers on it. That's just the red washi tape that I had sitting on my desk, and I didn't want to go get another one, so that's what I decided to use. I don't know what numbers have to do with this layout, but that's the way it goes. One of the things about the layout that maybe you're going to see me play with the heart frame that I have laying down there, and I did try to use the acrylic frame when I made this layout, is that Audrey's shoes are on the wrong feet, and I just think that's precious. So I definitely point that out in my journaling, but I wanted to bring some attention to it in the layout, so you'll see how maybe you won't see. I don't know if I turned the camera back on because I walked away from this layout once because it was getting on my nerves, so I might have to show you on the still pictures, but I do actually bring attention to the fact that her shoes are on the wrong feet. So we'll see how I do that. Here I'm like, what am I going to do? Here I think is where I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I decided to put that high cork piece up there, and right now I'm like, where am I going to do my journaling? And I had these scraps from Bo Bunny sitting on my desk, and that red really kind of went. It just looked right when I sat it down there, and I was like, okay, that's where that's what I'm gonna go with. So I actually put that down, and then I'm gonna do my journaling. I have to cut it down a little bit because I obviously don't want it to extend past the big red frame around my photos. And then I ripped that star, so I have to do some surgery to fix that. And then I add some more washi tape to the top, and then you'll see Oh, and you know what? I added it even after I took these photos. I actually added a cork little arrow onto the photo where you can see Audrey's foot, just to point out that her foot is, that her shoes are on the wrong feet. And the journaling on this that you cannot see because I took the, I don't know what I was thinking. I took the photos, the layout wasn't even done. Anyway, the journaling says, it appears that Audrey couldn't wait for her mom to get her a snack. She was going to help herself. I love that Christina posted these pictures on Facebook. It shows a huge part of Audrey's quickly developing personality. She's truly independent, wants to do everything on her own, feed herself, dress herself. How cute is that little hand in that first picture, and how precious when you look and see her shoes on the wrong feet. So that's the journaling, that's the layout. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will be back next time. You guys take care. Bye.